we use a different precept method every day to read this same chapter, and we just ask God, just reveal to me what you have to say, and through that God will speak to us. And so we are on day 4 of our study through Genesis 15. So the precept method that we use today is the who, what, when, where, why, and how of this chapter. So what is that? Well, as you're reading through the chapter, what I do is I just write out all those 5 things, and then I write down the who's. There's only 2 who's in this chapter. It's God and Abram. There are other people listed, but for me, that's all that I ended up putting forth because it ended up being an exchange between God and Abram, and that really was what the chapter is about. So as I was digging in and looking at the what, this word shield came up. And then I wrote in the how. How God told Abram he was to get through was to use, I am your shield. That's the how too, as well. And then it came back to the what. God is a shield for all of us, for me, for you. And what does that look like? What is a shield used for in battle? And I was looking at this yesterday as I was preparing a talk that I'm going to give. And the 3 ways that a shield is used in battle is first to deflect attacks, second to give you an encasement of protection, and number 3, it is to push back to gain more ground that you've lost. And how beautiful that is, that God is the one who deflects the lies that come into our lives and the fear and the doubt. And God also surrounds us with himself, and he provides this protection that we live in the unknowns, and we are given hope. And then finally, God allows us to push back, and it isn't our strength that pushes the enemy lines back. It's in God's strength. And we stand behind his shield. We stay behind there. And he, in his strength and in our weakness, he pushes back where the enemy has gained ground in our lives and in the lives of others. And as we submit to him in that process and we allow him to push back, our hearts are open to what he wants to do in our lives and not what we want to do in our lives. And how beautiful that is, that God is our shield. And I'm going to rest in that today. I hope you dig into God's word as well and use this precept method for Genesis 15 and see what God has to say to you. It is always encouraging. Well, sometimes it's a correction, but it always leads us, because thanks for joining me on Daily Revelations. We'll see you next time.